to Radio Winsonette, your local information station, with me, Emma Falls. And now I've got a really big thank you to say to Leah Jarvis. Thank you so much, Leah, for sending in that absolutely lovely picture of me. I've got it on the wall in the studio just behind me. And now we're about to go over to our roving reporter, Wanda Hills, who has some very exciting village news. Winsonette has just had its first big lottery winner.
Here's your tea.
Oh, thanks. Right, now, you have told Wanda, haven't you, that he must be kept anonymous, otherwise we could get sued.
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah. She said she'd be the soul of discretion. Yeah.
Right. Good morning, listeners, and I have found him, Peter Morgan, our local lottery winner.
Oh, dear. I'll go and make another cup of tea.
I've spent all morning wandering around the village trying to find you, Peter Morgan, and here you are at a bus stop.
What are you doing here?
More to the point, Peter Morgan, what are you doing here?
Waiting for a bus.
Well, that is great, Peter. You won't be needing buses much longer, Peter.
No. Why is that?
Well, you'll be able to hire a private chauffeur, Peter.
What are you on about?
You are live on Radio Winsonette, Peter, and our listeners are dying to know where you purchased your winning lottery ticket.
Where you get yours? The one-stop shop at the corner of the Dog and Duck.
Well, that is great, Peter. I've really missed you, Peter.
You broke up with me.
I expect you're already thinking about where you want to go on holiday, Peter. Oh, is it going to be a big one, Peter? Is it going to be Barbados or Mexico?
Margate.
Margate? Why would you go to Margate?
Oh, I thought I'd go back to that caravan park. You know, the one where I proposed to you.
Well, that is great, Peter. I needed more space, Peter. More thinking time. I've been thinking, Peter. Surely with all that money, Peter, you want to go somewhere more luxurious.
No, I doubt I'd get that far with 50 quid.
50? But Marion at the one stop told me it was a big one. I thought it'd be at least 500,000.
So we're going to give it another go then?
Absolutely not. Back to you, Emma, in the studio. Thank you, Wanda. And now it's that time of the week when we go over to our lovely villager, Mrs. Mink, who has lived in the village all her life and always has such a story to tell.
And don't let her talk about sex. I'm still answering the complaints from last week.
Good morning, Mrs. Mink, and how are you diddling? I'm diddling very well, thank you, Emma. Thanks to eating spinach every day. Keeps me nice and strong and regular. Mind you, it does seem to give me the farts. Oh, right. Mrs. Mink, just tell us about all the charitable projects you've been up to this week. Well, Emma, I've been knitting. I've been knitting since I was 16 years old. I just love doing things for charity. It keeps your mind and body active. Mind you, my husband believed best way to do that was in the bedroom. No, Mrs. Mink, stop. I used to tell him, no, Henry. I just dropped a stitch. wanting to be at it. Every time of the... No, Mrs. Minks. I think he had a little bit of that OCDC, you know, that obstructive compulsive disorder. He was always wanting to be at it every time of the day and night. Stop! Well, that's what I told him. Mrs. Mink, please, just tell us about the charity work you've been up to this week. Well, I decided that the little hedgehogs needed a little bit of help, you know, because they're under so much threat. So I started knitting little hedgehog jackets in 3 sizes and 2 colours, neon yellow and neon orange, and that way they'll always be seen when crossing the roads.
Oh, that is very thoughtful of you, Mrs. Mink. But what about their quills?
Don't worry, dearie, I thought about that. I'm not stupid. That's why I used a reverse stockinette stitch with an open lace panel, a raglan sleeve and a rib yoke.
So, Winsonetters, look out for our little hedgehog neighbours running all around the village and all around the fields in their little neon jackets. Okay, lovely to talk to you, as always, Mrs. Mink, and we'll talk again next week.
Oh yes, well I've got lots more to tell you. I'm moving on to making little woolen nut bags for the squirrels. Oh, talking of nuts, my Henry used to love it when I...
Thank you, Mrs. Mink. And now for some music. It's the Little Hedgehog song by the Incredible String Band from 1967.